Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on my new time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live from Michigan, as usual, where we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about Bitcoin, the markets, other cryptocurrencies, and I'll take your questions as usual and try to move some Bitcoin around for you guys. So let's kick this thing off. Okay. Hey, here I am. Well, as luck would have it, remember I said one of the main reasons I'm moving to Saturday is so I wouldn't be interrupted with work calls. And guess what? I've got like 2 drivers in motion. They're trying to have them pick up stuff for a dinner party and in LA, and the lines are crazy at 3 different stops. So I am definitely gonna have to like deal with some driver issues while this is all going on. And I totally apologize to you guys for that. We'll see how things go. It's just unbelievably crazy. Let me go over here. We're going to need to adjust resolution, of course, so that you can see my entire screen. Let's see, we're going to go down to 1080 by 1920 by 1080. HD. Good old HD, right? Why is my head cut off here? This is crazy. Is my head cut off? It's like, I don't know, it's like the webcam looks funky. That's a little better. All right, so let's go over here and pop out chat. There's some people here already. It's great. I would like to thank everybody. As it turns out, I set a record for concurrent viewers last week on my first Saturday live stream. Seems like that helpful suggestion by the viewer in Europe really helped by moving it up to 2 hours. And I guess the, I don't know, the Saturday is a good time for people too. So that's pretty cool, man. I'm like really stoked about that. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, I was going through some articles to talk to you guys about, and maybe we can get into those first. I know this whole driver thing is just crazy. Hello, Scott. It's good to have you. Easy Profit. Hello, Julia. Julio. New listener. That's great. Alex N. Hola to you as well. Zorro Vidian Herc. Good evening. From the Netherlands. Wow, it's cool. So it looks like, a lot of people are, it's a convenient time for more people over in Europe. So I'm really, really happy about that. For those of you who don't know me, I'm CryptoDad. I do a lot of step-by-step tutorial videos on YouTube. I've got over 300, 400 videos now. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I would like to show you something, if I can find it here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, this is me. YouTube. Let's see if I can. No. I think this is the one. No, there was like, they sent me a happy birthday because it's been 3 years since I started my channel. Let's see if I can find it. YouTube. Oh God, I'm not going to be able to find it. This is funny. This is kind of funny. I got this yesterday from YouTube, and I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I violated your standards? What did I do? What did I do? And then I looked at the title of the video that supposedly violated their standards, and it was my live stream, which I swear by my father's fathers and their fathers that I scheduled this thing for Saturday at 6 p.m. But apparently, I must have screwed something up yesterday when I was scheduling it, and it came on at 6. But of course, I wasn't in front of my computer. I didn't have my streaming software going. So it was just an empty scheduled YouTube session that, I don't know. They were like, oh, you violated our terms. And I'm like, but there's nothing there. I didn't even do anything. It's like an empty scheduled video slot. So of course I click this little link here to whatever you call it, appeal, and it took me to this page where it said I haven't violated anything, right? So I'm like, I don't know what the heck's going on. So God, who knows? All right. So anyway, it is my birthday coming up, or it has come up, June. I'm thinking the first video that I posted was June 17th of 2017. So well before the crypto, wave of hyper buying that occurred late 2017. I was already doing videos on crypto. So here we are. Here I am. Chulatom 1970 from Rotterdam. That's cool. Thanks for the congrats, guys. Hey, you look at KNC. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. All right. So the first story that I wanted to jump in on about is it's actually the story that I read was from Decrypt. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what the driver's got something here. Ah. Okay. Thanks. Okay. John, please let me know when you've got the cake in hand. Jacqueline Baker is waiting. And let me do this too, guys. Rob, after you drop it, Samantha's, I might need you to help us out in the valley. Period. Lisa's trying to throw a dinner party and John's trying to make 3 stops and things are starting to fall apart. Things are falling apart, right? So here's the deal. They're like, okay, our boss, right, who's the head of the legal firm, I'm not going to name names or whatever. I work for I'm a dispatcher and like a manager for legal couriers. Of course, we haven't been doing much legal currying during the lockdown because the courts were closed, right? So, but anyway, now we're like in the food service business because they can't go out to eat anymore. Oh, yes, that's great. Ooh. Awesome. Hey, you can go straight to Lisa's house with the cake and pick up the card and go to Wood Ranch. Period. We'll deal with Baskin Robbins after you drop the dinner. See, things work out. So they're like, oh, okay, so we need him to go pick up a cake in Studio City and then go pick up ice cream in Encino at Baskin Robbins, and then he's got to go up to Northridge to pick up dinner at a fancy restaurant and bring it all back, by 4:30. I was like, okay, so I had everything planned, and then he said the driver sends me a picture of the line at Susie's Cakes in Studio City, which is like, around the block or whatever. I guess the whole city of LA is finally getting back to normal or whatever. Anyway, he just called and said that he had the cake on board, which is good. And this is crazy, man. We're legal couriers. We do court runs and stuff, and here we are picking up cakes and ice cream, and we're grateful to have a job, right? I'll let you know. Anyway, guys, so here's the story about the Fed and Bitcoin. The Fed claims that Bitcoin is just another example of fiat money. Now, I'm not a big fan of Decrypt. Their stories are a bit hacky / clickbaity, whatever. Not very well thought out. I don't mean to bag on them, right? Because I get a lot of crypto news from them. But I'm always a little, dismissive. Ugh. Yeah, they want you to skip that since it's getting late. Period. You were supposed to pick up in Wood Ranch at 3:45. Doesn't matter what happens, you'll still get paid for it. Period. But go ahead and skip Baskin Robbins and go straight to Lisa's house with the cake. period. They'll give you the credit card. So anyway, Bitcoin, just another example of fiat money. Now it's funny. I went ahead and pulled this article. It's down in the description below. You guys can check out all the articles that I'm talking about in the description of this video down below. I've got links to these articles. And I was a bit worried that the story that they were referring to was like on some like industry thing that had a paywall or whatever, but it doesn't, right? I can take you to the original story, right? But anyway, so they're talking about that there's a sentence in this article that says that Bitcoin is just another fiat, and which is, oh no, Bitcoin is not fiat or whatever. So for those of you who don't that aren't like serious Bitcoin aficionados yet, right? You may have heard of Bitcoin. You know what? Oh, here we go. Sorry, I gotta take it. All right, so he's on board with the cake. He's on his way to Lisa's, and I told him to go straight to Lisa's with the cake. Is that okay? Or you want him to stop at Baskin? Okay.
That's fine, because I just ordered the cone.
Okay.
So he can run to get the food, and then on the way back to feed the food, he can get the cone.
Okay.
And then go to Lisa's.
Okay.
So,
that's fine. Okay.
That credit card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds good.
If they'll let him. If they'll let him, and if not, you should maybe have, I think they're like $20 or something.
Okay.
$21.
Now, I could have Rob go to Baskin Robbins and then let John focus on the food and get the food there hot if you want.
That would be great.
Yeah, why don't I just do that? I told Rob that when he's done at Samantha's to just go to Encino.
And just let Rob know they'll be ready at 4.
Okay.
Because he gets there Smith after the guys get around 4. So
Okay.
at 4, but around 4.
Perfect. Sounds good.
I can, yeah, so just as long as Rob just gets it there by about 4:30.
I'll have him do that. Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Call me if there's any issues.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks, Rex.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, he's done this before too. Rob, do you think you can get to Baskin Robbins in Encino by 4 p.m.? Question mark. Ha 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 ha. Resting your thumbs, LOL. Okay, so is Bitcoin fiat money? So what is Bitcoin? This is all really about what Bitcoin is, right? And I have a Bitcoin Basics live stream where we talk about the very basics, what it is. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency, right? In its most simplest definition, right? It's digital. You can hold it in a digital wallet. You can buy it from an exchange. You can put it in a digital wallet. You can use it to pay for things, although it's not really caught on as a payment method so much. It started to, but then it got so volatile and valuable that people now are thinking of it as more of a store of value. But when we talk about what money is, right? So we get down to semantics, right? And so this article mentions that there was another article written by some people representing the Feds, the Federal Reserve of New York, who kind of did their little best way of defining Bitcoin. And in the article, the actual original article here, I've been reading this article, it's a pretty good article. And it's not bashing Bitcoin at all, really. It's just trying to categorize it in a certain way. And so it's kind of refreshing that some people that represent the Federal Reserve Bank of New York are actually talking about Bitcoin without totally bashing it as worthless, right? So that's kind of what I'm taking away from the article. I'm not really upset that they aren't defining it properly, right? But, the oh, for poop's sake, here we go. Hello, it's Rex. How are you? Oh, hey, Mixie. Is Rob there yet? Yeah, he's supposed to pick up something for Samantha? Yeah, okay. That's perfect. Yeah, because he's going to run over to Baskin Robbins and pick up some ice cream and take it to Lisa's. So just give him the notebook when he's there. And I told him I said it was fine.
Okay.
Wow, we're busier now than we've been all week. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Nixie.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
bye. See, I couldn't even like answer the phone right. It's like so weird on a Saturday. I'm in the middle of my live stream and everything. So the article, if we go into what money is, right? A lot of people don't think about money and what money is, right? We always say, okay, well, I know what money is, right? Well, money is that, it's that dollar bill in my pocket. Okay, yeah, it is. But it's also your bank balance, right? It's also the power to use your ATM card to buy your groceries, right? So if you have 50 bucks in your bank account, then you can't buy $100 worth of groceries on your ATM card. You'll get declined, right? Well, you might be able to put it on your credit card. Now, your credit card is sort of like money too. It can be used like money. You can buy things with it, but you're sort of borrowing that money and then you're going to have to pay it back later, right? So we get into all sorts of convoluted categories of what money is, right? And then we've got gold, right? Gold is a commodity. Is that money? Well, sort of, right? There are gold coins, right? So there's a lot of discrepancy about what makes real money, right? Especially now with the Federal Reserve printing trillions of dollars, and they say printing, but they're not really printing it. They're creating it digitally, right? So all of these arguments about Bitcoin being made of thin air because it's digital, and now the Fed is printing money out of nothing, from nowhere, digitally, and just digitally transferring it into, these big banks' coffers, and claiming that's real money. Okay, that's the real money. Bitcoin is nothing, and So now it's like I don't know, the pot calling the kettle black, if you want to say that now. And because of all this going on in the world now, and the fact that big institutions and big money people like the Federal Reserve in New York are starting to seriously talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is becoming more acceptable, standardized. It has a value, and there's a lot of time and effort and technology and work, computing power behind Bitcoin, right? You have to have specialized hardware in order to mine Bitcoin. That's how it's created. We won't get too far into that, but it's basically big, complicated computers running math problems, right? Solving math puzzles in order to find a prize or a block that's been hidden inside a math puzzle. That's one way of looking at it. And when a miner, in order to find this prize, they have to try to solve this puzzle brute force, which means trying every combination they can until they find the block, right? And then once the block is discovered, the Bitcoin miner gets rewarded by newly created Bitcoin. And then the Bitcoin miners also, when they discover that block, they get all of the transaction fees of all the Bitcoin transactions that end up in that block on the blockchain, right? And so they get, in that way, new Bitcoin is created and it's also processed, right? So there is a small mining fee when I send Bitcoin from my wallet to your wallet, which is part of that mining fee. But it's nowhere near the merchant charges that are being charged by credit cards. And then they say, okay, Bitcoin isn't fast enough because of the way credit cards work. They can do billions or trillions or quadrillions of process. I don't know the number, right, of transactions per minute, per hour, whatever. Much more than Bitcoin, right? But Bitcoin's new. It's coming. It's only 10 years old. And it will probably need to scale, right? And that's why there are improvements going on in Bitcoin, and that's why there are other cryptocurrencies that are in the running to be, the new use case. And not every cryptocurrency needs to be a digital currency, right? Some of them, like Ethereum, are decentralized virtual machines. that can run smart contracts. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that run blockchains that really don't do money so much as categorize and hold and record value in transactions and things like medical records and that kind of stuff. So there's all kinds of stuff going on in the world, and I encourage you guys to read these articles. I'm sorry I'm a little verklempt today because of all this. Okay, that sounds good. So John, you can just go to Lisa's, pick up the cart, and go pick up dinner at Wood Ranch. And Rob is going to do Baskin Robbins. Period. I'll still pay you for the Baskin Robbins run, so don't worry. Pick up the credit card. Pick up the credit card. Okay. All right, guys. Let me, yeah, yummy. I don't know if it's a birthday or what it is. Anyway, I'm involved, right? I'm here in Michigan, quarterbacking all this stuff. But, I lived in LA for, I don't know, 8, 9, 10. The last stint in LA was about 8 years. And I did a lot of deliveries of my own while I was there. So I know the neighborhoods and the streets and the traffic and all that stuff. But it is different now because of the lockdown. For a while there, when the lockdown first came down, our drivers were like in heaven because there was no traffic on the streets at all. But I think it's starting to come back. Anyway, so check out these stories, guys. I'm going to start taking questions and moving Bitcoin around. He's asking me about this. Okay. I told her that was fine since she'll be taking the ice cream to Lisa's. Period. 2 runs for 1. Okay. Wow. What can we do? All right. Where can you buy without KYC? All right. So this is interesting. This question about KYC. Let me get this out of here if I can. And I don't really like to talk too much about trying to buy Bitcoin without KYC because in this atmosphere of censorship, I'm just going to put it out there. I could make a misstep and get my videos banned or my channel banned for like telling people how to launder money if I explain to you how to buy Bitcoin without KYC, right? There's a fine line here. I can show you how to move Bitcoin around from your wallet to one wallet or another, how to use an exchange to trade Bitcoin. There's a lot of great features now with exchanges that are integrating with credit cards and ATM cards and, being able to spend your crypto in the real world. But if I start telling you how to serendipitously buy Bitcoin without KYC, then we're bordering on money laundering here, But money laundering is a made-up term, which just means using money without government approval, really. They always want to make it sound like you're a drug trafficker or a human trafficker or gun runner or whatever when they talk about money laundering, right? But that term can be applied to a lot of things that people do on a normal basis, like using cash to buy a car, stuff like that. So, because the definition is so broad, I really don't like to talk too much about that. Now, I have some videos on using Monero and on using the Tor browser. But I'm not really specifically explaining, how to open up an account on the dark web and buy, illegal drugs or guns or bullets or whatever, right? I'm just explaining how you protect yourself and your privacy, which there's nothing illegal about that. But if I start explaining, oh, okay, yeah, I know a way to buy Bitcoin, without an ID, right? So sorry if I don't answer that, but there is one website that's perfectly legitimate that does not require KYC called CoinSwitch Pro, and it's a legitimate service. But I don't think you're going to be totally. Where am I here? You're not going to be totally anonymous by using CoinSwitch Pro, but at the very least, you won't have to go through the hassle. I don't want to do this. You won't have to go through the hassle of setting up an account and giving up all of and scanning in your ID and all that stuff, right? You can go and you can see they remember what I've done before, right? So they have a they know who I am when I get here. They may not really know my name. They don't have to know my name. But I don't have an account with CoinSwitch Pro, except that I can use them. I don't even need an email address, right? I can, if I have XMR in an XMR wallet, I can trade it for Ethereum. I just need to give them my Ethereum wallet address, right? It's pretty straightforward. So we could go to Ledger Live. But your thing is, oh, how do I do this without KYC? I'm assuming that somehow you want to get a hold of the cryptocurrency without them knowing who you are. Now, I may have you all wrong. Don't get mad if I have got you all wrong. But there's really no fiat on-ramps that I'm aware of that you can purchase Bitcoin anonymously with, right? If you use your debit card or your credit card, then they're going to know it's you, right? There's going to be a record on your credit statement or your your bank statement, right? So what is an on-ramp, right? Okay, well, I could buy some Bitcoin on Coinbase, like $500 worth of Bitcoin, and then start using that on cryptocurrency exchanges that don't require KYC to buy smaller coins, which is fine, right? But there's going to be there's Bitcoin blockchain is transparent, right? They'll know who you are. If the analytics firms can trace who buys the Bitcoin, where it goes, and then you're sitting at home and you're using your home computer to transfer some Bitcoin to, say, KuCoin or something exchange like that, right? Which doesn't require KYC, or I can sign up for a KuCoin account with an email address and a password, right? And then I can transfer some Bitcoin to KuCoin and buy whatever, right? Ethereum or an ERC20 token, and then transfer it back into my own wallet, right? I can do that, but that's not really going to be anonymous anyway. But your on-ramp is your trouble, right? A lot of people are saying, okay, I don't want to, I want to buy Bitcoin without KYC. That's fine, but how are you going to do that? I mean, you could use cash, but that requires a physical exchange, right? That's like local Bitcoins. Oh, for Pete's sake. Hey, Samantha.
Hi, Annie, how are you?
Good. So I'm sorry, I just sent him to the office.
Okay, but he can't miss my 4 o'clock.
He's already got that. He's already got it.
Oh, he does?
He's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
fine.
He's got your thing, and he's... No, of course. I told him to do Palisades, but he's at the office getting your other thing. He's probably on his way to your house now.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're all good.
So they're showing my house to sell it at 4:30, so I'll just be on the street.
Okay, no problem.
I'll recognize him, right?
Yeah, you've seen Rob before. Big, tall guy, bald. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Right.
Yeah, he should be there in like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 30 at the latest.
Email me my bill and I'll just send
Oh, no problem. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that.
it. Okay, thanks so much.
You're welcome, Samantha. Have a great day. You too. Thanks. Bye. Desperate people, right? Okay. But guys, we're going to have to move some crypto around here at some point, right? Let's do a withdrawal from crypto.com, right? I want to move some crypto. Well, wait a minute. Why don't we just go ahead and do a transaction on CoinSwitch Pro, just so we can see how that works, okay? That seems... Yeah, you can just pick up the ice cream at Baskin Robbins around 4:15. The order is ready. You will need to pay for it. Period. And then drop it off at Lisa's along with the notebook, and you're good. Samantha's waiting for you outside, by the way. All right, so let's see. Now I have some Bitcoin, right? I got $100 worth of Bitcoin. All right, so that's 0.01 Bitcoin. So, okay, I'm willing to buy something for 0.005, right? First, we'll go to BTC, right? And I've got 0.005 Bitcoin that I'm willing to spend. That's not a lot, right? But how much ETH can I get for that? Okay, I can get 0.2 ETH, right? Why don't we buy something exotic, right? Let's say, let's take a look at what I've got, and maybe let's buy something a little different, right? How about Tasos, right? Why not try that, just for the heck of it, right? So Tasos is, let's see if they'll give me Tasos for, what is the symbol for this? XTZ. All right. XTZ. All right, there we go. All right. So I can use Bitcoin that I already have to buy some Tasos on CoinSwitch Pro. Now, the way that this cryptocurrency exchange works, right? I don't sign up for an account. I don't log into an account where I trade and fund the account with fiat or Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, and then trade it for other stuff. I simply swap one coin for the other, right? Everything else is done under the hood. They handle everything under the hood. So I send them Bitcoin, they buy me XTZ and send it back to me. All right, so I need to give them an address, a destination address, right? So let's go over here. Let's do a receive on Tasos. We'll hit continue here. And Ledger Live wants me to open the Tasos app on my device, right? This is a confirmation that we've got the right address, right? So let's open up this camera here. All right, and let's focus here. All right, there we go. So I need to go over to the Tasos app. So I'm going to navigate with my buttons. The Ledger Nano X is a hardware-based cryptocurrency wallet. It's actually more of a keychain than a wallet, right? It holds the private keys of my cryptocurrency. So there's my Tasos app. I'm going to hit both buttons, right? So the private keys for the Tasos wallet are on here, but using those private keys, we can generate a receiving address, right? So there's the public key hash, right? Let's copy this into our clipboard, right? We confirm that the address shown on the device is the same one we see on the screen, right? That's our failsafe, right? Now let's go over here to accept, right? I navigated over to accept. I'll hit both buttons, and then I'm done, right? I've got the Tasos address of my wallet where I control the private keys in my clipboard now. Let's paste that in over here, right? So now they know where to send my Tasos, right? So now that I've set all this up, right? 0.005 Bitcoin. They're going to give me 17 Tasos. I'll hit exchange. Now what are they going to do? They're going to say, okay, now send me that Bitcoin you promised me. You promised me you were going to send me 0.005 BTC, and then we would give you Tasos. So you hold up your end of the bargain. Send me the Bitcoin, right? I trust them. I'm going to do it, right? There's copy. I'm going to copy that Bitcoin address into my clipboard. Notice that it starts with a 1. It's like pre-SegWit. It's like the older format Bitcoin address, but it still works. It's fine, right? Let's go over, and now let's go over to my Bitcoin account. Let's get all this clutter out of the way for a sec. Let's go to my Bitcoin account. There's Bitcoin main, and we want to send some Bitcoin to that Bitcoin address, right? This is the Bitcoin address of the CoinSwitch Pro people, right? Yeah. They're waiting for me to send them the Bitcoin. I'll hit continue, and I'm going to send them exactly 0.005 Bitcoin, right? The fees. Now you'll notice here I can change the fees, right? I could change the fee to a higher fee if I'm thinking it's gonna get it mined quicker. But I'm not going to do that, right? Let's do standard, 37. That's fine for me. I forget what custom was. Doesn't matter. Standard is fine, right? We'll hit continue here. But as you can see, these Satoshis are coming out of what's left in the wallet, right? They're not being subtracted from this. So I don't need to worry about sending them less than 0.005, right? Let's hit continue. There, we're going to confirm that. Now, I got to sign that transaction, right? I have to prove that I own this Bitcoin. So first it wants me to get out of the Tasos app. I'm going to hit quit. Right? Now it wants me to go over to the Bitcoin app. The digital signature is the digital signature is done on this device, right? The private keys on this device can sign this transaction. I have to prove that I own this Bitcoin. I own this Bitcoin by virtue of possessing the private key, which is stored on this device. Kids are having fun today too. Let's hit both buttons. All right. Now it says the application is ready. All right. So it's going to present the transaction to me on the device, and it's going to ask me to approve it, right? This is where I sign the transaction, right? I'm going to hit this button to advance over to the amount one more time. There's the address I'm sending it to. I hit one more over there. Now I can accept. I'll hit accept. Now it's going to ask me for one more transaction, which is those Bitcoin fees, which are coming out of the wallet, right? Over and above what I've already sent. These are the, and notice how small that is. It's very, very small. I don't know, less than, I can't think right now. What's that, 4 zeros and a 5? That's not much at all, right? All right, and there we broadcast, and there we go. Let's go over to this. What was it, 4 zeros and a 5? Okay, so we'll do 0.1234 and a 5 and a 4. Okay, so it's like 50 cents. I don't know. Maybe high for most people. I don't know. Maybe a little high, right? That wasn't that much Bitcoin. It was only 50 bucks worth of Bitcoin. And it's about a 50-cent fee. That does seem a bit high. Maybe I could have made it lower, but it would have risked the transaction taking longer, right? The lower the fee that I'm willing to donate to the Bitcoin network, the less chance I have of the transaction being mined by a miner, right? So the miners have programmed their rigs to search the blockchain for waiting transactions, right? And if the waiting transaction has donated a higher fee, they're going to grab those first, all right? It's just supply and demand, right? Anyway, that's our fee. All right, so let's go back to CoinSwitch Pro. Oh, it already, let's get this like that. It already saw the Bitcoin come in, right? It already detected my transaction. Now it's just waiting to verify my Bitcoin deposit, right? It's doing that on the blockchain. Now, once it has verified that I have deposited the Bitcoin in their wallet, then they'll take that Bitcoin and go buy that Tasos for me, all right? And then after they buy the Tasos, they'll send it back to me to my Tasos wallet, right? So this is a pure cryptocurrency transaction, and I can do this without KYC. Ah, okay, it's already exchanging it. That's pretty cool. So it happened pretty fast, right? They got my Bitcoin, and now they're exchanging it for me, and they're going to give me 17.2542 Tasos. Right, let's go back over to our wallet. Let's go over to accounts, and let's go to Tasos. And, ooh, okay, that was yesterday, right? I am earning rewards on Tasos. And another good thing about this little transaction is some people have asked me about Tasos and delegation. And I guess the question was, okay, if I've got my Tasos delegated, what happens if I put more Tasos in my wallet? And I guess we're going to find out, right? I have a feeling that it will simply just be added to the delegation, right? So we'll wait a minute and see what happens. At least I'm pretty sure that's what I had in there when we started. Yeah, I don't see a received transaction as of today yet. We should see it shortly. Was that it? No, not yet. All right, we'll wait. It might be a few more minutes. So sorry about being a little off topic today. Last week I was kind of verklempt and like the new format, and I missed the news and everything, and now this week I'm like dealing with work while this is going on. Okay. All right. Is it safe to put your Social Security on a number like on a site like Bittrex? I would trust Bittrex. Bittrex is a U.S.-based cryptocurrency firm, and they're basically just doing what the government has told them they have to do. Back in 2017, through maybe 2018, I don't know, it was pretty easy to just open up a cryptocurrency account with an email and a password. They didn't they didn't need to know anything about you. I did it with Coinbase, I did it with Bittrex, I did it with BINANCE. I opened a lot of cryptocurrency accounts with just an email address and a password. Just like a Twitter account, right? But then things started to change, right? The cryptocurrency exchanges were under a lot of pressure to comply with money laundering regulations, that kind of thing, right? So they needed to implement KYC, which means know your customer, which means that they needed to know who each of their users were. And so, yes, now I'm pretty sure Coinbase does, but I know for a fact that Bittrex and Binance US both require your Social Security number. I can't remember if Coinbase asked for it, but I do know that Coinbase asked for your ID for sure. They all ask for your ID now. So you're going to have to present some form of photo ID, front and back. So, I mean, that pretty much tells your life story. You don't even need your social number for that. But a lot of them are legitimately asking for your Social Security number because they have to, right? If they want to stay in business. So maybe if it's like a foreign exchange, I might be a little leery about, and I'm not that, I've never heard of the exchange, whatever. Somebody says, hey, they're selling Bitcoin the cheapest, so you jump on that exchange, and you go over there and you start giving them all your information. That might be a little sketchy, right? A lot of coins like that, where they're going to say, oh, okay, well, like Kick Token, right? Oh, yeah, we're going to give you a bunch of Kick Token, but you can't spend it until you come register with us and give us your name and your address and your Social Security and blah, 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 whatever they wanted, right? They were just harvesting people's, personal information. But Bittrex is not like that. Bittrex is a legitimate cryptocurrency exchange, right? I'll show you. So Bittrex, they're still sending, right? Let's see. We got Bittrex here, major cryptocurrency exchange, right? Perfectly legal, U.S.-based, San Francisco area. If they want your Social Security number, they have a good reason for it, right? Good place to buy cryptocurrency. But in order to fund your account, I think you have to wire them money. They used to be at least 1,000, so a little difficult to fund the account. They may have changed now, right? They might make it easier, right? And then, and then the big boy that everyone knows about, should know about, is Coinbase, right? You can buy cryptocurrency on Coinbase. You'll sign up for an account, verify your identity, and then you can link your bank account and or your credit card and use that to buy cryptocurrency, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum. They sell quite a bit, I don't know, like around 10 or 15 different cryptocurrencies on Coinbase, right? And, of course, you've got the Binance US. Binance US kind of came about when the SEC started threatening Binance proper with regulation violation or whatever, and so Binance said, okay, fine, nobody in the U.S. can use our service anymore. So, but we're going to make a sub-service specifically for people in the US. And so Binance US was born. And you can link your bank account and your credit card to Binance US as well and buy cryptocurrency there. Easy peasy, right? If you want to on-ramp to buy cryptocurrency. CoinSwitch Pro is more of once you have some cryptocurrency, you can exchange one for a different one. That kind of thing. They have a way to actually buy directly using a debit or a credit card, but it's kind of wonky. It's through a third party or whatever. You got to like sign up for some service and then you link your card to that and then you can buy on CoinSwitch Pro using a debit or a credit card. I think maybe just debit, I'm not sure. Right? But then there's also a lot of exchanges out there, Korean exchanges, Chinese exchanges, God knows wherever other exchanges out there that you can sign up for with just a credit card, I'm sorry, with just an email and a password and deposit cryptocurrency and trade and withdraw cryptocurrency, but you can't fund them with fiat, right? Because you're in the US, right? Some of them block US users or US IP addresses. Others will allow you to open an account and trade within a range, no more than 2 Bitcoin per day or whatever it is, if you can't verify yourself. And since you're in the US, you can't verify yourself because they won't accept you if you try to use a US passport or US driver's license or whatever, right? But you can still trade on those within reason, right? If you're like me and you're only trading a few $100, then, you know, the world is your oyster. You can trade anywhere you want. As long as you have some cryptocurrency to begin with, then you're good to go, right? So you need these on-ramps, though. I started with Coinbase. I bought a lot of Bitcoin on Coinbase. You got Binance US. I bought quite a bit. And then another great on-ramp are these newer services that are iOS-based, like Crypto.com, where you can buy right on your phone, right? I can go to Crypto.com.
Wait, I can put multiple trash cans on the same square?
Let's see here.
That information will be saved for later.
I can go to Crypto.com and I can buy cryptocurrency with my debit card, right? So if I say I want to trade and I want to buy, right? I've got all these cryptocurrencies that I can buy. Let's say Bitcoin, right? And I can use my debit card to buy the Bitcoin, right? You can also add other credit cards and debit cards. So pretty good on-ramp too, another good one. Crypterium is similar. I think Uphold is similar. Cash App is similar, but Cash App you can only buy Bitcoin, right? So I like Crypto.com because you can buy a lot of different cryptocurrencies out there. And it looks like Bitcoin's on the uptick today, which is pretty cool. So, but let's say, okay, I've just bought some cryptocurrency, and I would like to put it in my own wallet. How do we do that, right? Let me just check to make sure there's no outstanding questions. I hate to ignore you guys. What's your opinion on reserve rights? I'm not really sure what reserve rights means. It sounds like some sort of promise given by some financial institute that you might be able to buy something. You have the right to buy something when you want. I'm not really sure what that means. Vane, you might want to clarify that a little more. Is it a cryptocurrency exchange or is it a bank? I'm not sure. Are you holding ETH in hopes the price will go up with ETH 2.0? Okay, True Techie is asking me about ETH 2.0 and why I'm holding Ethereum. Okay, that's a pretty good question. Am I holding Ethereum because I think the price will go up? Yes, that's one factor to it, of course, right? But there are a lot of reasons. Did that ever come in? I don't think it came in. I might have to relaunch Ledger Live. It gets kind of verklempt sometimes. Still waiting. Okay, no biggie. All right, why am I holding Ethereum? Well, an Ethereum wallet can be used to hold other types of cryptocurrencies, like BAT and MCO, Crypto.com MCO. Or I've got some other cryptocurrencies down here that I might want. Now, the way that an Ethereum wallet works is you can store sub tokens or ERC20 tokens within an Ethereum wallet. But when you send the ERC20 tokens out, you're going to need to pay network fees on the Ethereum network, and you will need some Ethereum to do that. So Ethereum itself, you'll see I got 1.9 in this wallet, is the juice that makes the ERC20 tokens flow, right? Now, there are other things you can do on the Ethereum network. You can create smart contracts and all that other stuff, right? There's D-apps, and there's all kinds of reasons why Ethereum is like, a good thing to, have and hold, right? And yes, the price might go up, right? But one of the reasons that I like to have a little bit of it, at least, is to manage the tokens, right? These other tokens that I have, yeah, I'm hoping maybe someday they'll go up, right? But if they go up and then I want to transfer them back to sell them, I can't unless there's some Ethereum in here. So Ethereum has a use case above and beyond the fact that it might go up in value, right? Ethereum is useful as a cryptocurrency because it can be used to manage ERC20 tokens, among other things, right? But pretty much that's all I use it for. But there are a lot of things that people can use the Ethereum network for that have value. It's a value proposition, right? So, and I've had Ethereum for a long time, right? So I didn't just buy Ethereum yesterday because I'm thinking the 2.0 is going to make the price go up. Right, that's just an added bonus, right? I've had Ethereum since like 2017, right? And whenever I had a chance and a little extra money, I'd throw a little into Ethereum, right? So it's just as gold as Bitcoin. It's like the silver of the cryptocurrency world. You got Bitcoin and gold and Ethereum silver. Some people think Ethereum's better, right? They think Ethereum's the gold, whatever. So, but very good question about about Ethereum. Is Bitcoin consolidation a sign of upsurge? Okay. There's a lot of reasons why, and when you say upsurge, I guess you're thinking, you're referring to the price. So if there's a lot of people out there consolidating their Bitcoin, does that mean the price is going to go up? Just offhand, I might say, yeah. When we say consolidating, that means, okay, people are accumulating, right? Consolidating it into wallets, right? Or maybe they have different wallets and they're moving it into one big wallet, getting ready for that big play, on the exchange or whatever they're going to do, possibly, right? But, Bitcoin's pretty flexible. I could have 15 different Bitcoin wallets and use the wallets to make purchases separately. Might take me a little bit longer, but there's no, inherent reason to consolidate my 15 wallets into one just to make that big play. Maybe, right? So that's a possibility. I don't know. There might be reasons why consolidation might mean that the price is going down. I don't know. But I would think that any activity with Bitcoin, whether it's accumulation, whether it's being mentioned in the media, whether it's being talked about by the Fed or whatever, all of these things are probably good news for Bitcoin, right? More people are mining Bitcoin. The hash rate is going up, right? The searches on Google for Bitcoin are going up. All of those indicators generally are good news for Bitcoin, right? And then by the same token, people shutting their miners off, people searching less for Bitcoin might be a bad indicator for Bitcoin. But I guess the question of consolidation, I'm thinking, is probably good for Bitcoin. Okay, yeah. So tomorrow is asking or talking about Tasos and how he's earning rewards. Let's go back to Tasos and see if that damn thing came in. Did it? Okay, it did come in, right? Yes. Okay, here we go. So we got 17 Tasos. right? Which took my total from whatever it was before. What was it, 27 before? What's 42 minus 17? I don't know. Let's check. 42 minus 17 is 25. Okay, yeah, it was like 27 before, right? And now I've added more Tasos, and look, the entire amount is delegated, right? So there's the answer to our question. This Tasos is being delegated to a validator, right? I'm lending the use of my Tasos to someone on the blockchain that is running a validator node, right? But I can do that and still hold the private key to the Tasos wallet on my little device over here. So he doesn't hold my Tasos. I'm holding it. He's just using I've committed my Tasos to him. Isn't that cool? Or them, or her, whatever, right? Now I have a control over here, these three dots, that allow me to receive more as just like send more into the wallet, right? That's pretty much what I just did. I didn't really need to do that, right? I just did a receive. But change validator means that I could change to a different validator that might give me a better rate, right? There are a lot of people out there running master nodes or whatever they want to call them, that would like the use of my Tasos, right? And they're offering different rates of return for Tasos rewards. They're paying interest for the use of my Tasos. So it's pretty cool. You'll notice there that I'm getting like 3 cents every other day. Not much, right? But if I had, and look, I've only got $100 worth of Tasos, which was $60 before. So just imagine if I had 10 grand worth of Tasos, I'd probably be getting more per day, right? Every other day. We figured it out. Somebody asked me, how much Tasos do I need to hold in order to get $50 a day? And we determined by a back-of-the-napkin calculation that the amount that you need to have is $300,000 worth of Tasos, right? You go out, you spend $300,000 on Tasos. I don't know how much Tasos that would get you. And then you put it in your wallet and you delegate it, and you're going to be getting $50 worth of rewards. I may be wrong about that, but that's just an estimate, right? But that's a lot of money to put on the line, right? But better in your own wallet where you control the private key than maybe in a bank that might fail, like a Greek bank or a Lebanese bank. Could be a U.S. bank, for all we know, within the next few years, with the way the Fed's printing money like crazy, right? Better to have it in your own wallet with you hold the private key. And then if I decide, okay, fine, I don't want any more rewards, I don't want you to use my Tasos anymore, I'm just going to undelegate it. No problem. I control it. I can do that. I can say, you know what, forget it. No more delegation, no more rewards. I want my Tasos to have and hold. I don't want you guys using it anymore. I can do that anytime, 24/7. Boom, end delegation. And then I could sell the Tasos, right? I can't sell the Tasos now because it's delegated, right? I can't transfer it somewhere else because it's delegated. I need to undelegate it before I do any of those things. But it only takes me a second to undelegate, right? Undelegate, and then the Tasos would be free and clear for me to transfer somewhere else. Easy peasy, right? Interesting way to earn income, passive income, right? There's another coin that you can use within Ledger Live to earn passive income, and that's Tron. I'm not doing that right now, but you can. You can use Tron to do that. I'm not a huge fan of Tron, but I bought some a long time ago, and I've had this Tron for, God, since 2017. But I'm not delegating at the moment, but you can, right? You can say earn rewards, and you can freeze it, whatever. They have a weird terminology, right? I don't know. But before we go too much further, I know this is a little Ledger-centric because the Ledger wallet is my wallet of choice. I feel it's the most secure and efficient. But I wanted to show you a few things that I was poking around in Ledger that you can do. And one of them is hide your tokens, right? So if we go over here to, where is it, General? accounts. Yeah, see, hide tokens. I can hide tokens if I want to, if I don't want to see them. And I can hide empty accounts. So let's try both, right? Let's go over to accounts. And when they say token, they might mean Tron tokens. Tron tokens, as you can see your Tron tokens, and I got a bunch of junk tokens in my Tron wallet because, like I said, I've had this Tron for a long time. And so they send a lot of airdrops that are basically worthless. And I have actually bought some Tron tokens. I think this Wink token I bought. But you'll notice that Ledger Live does not give any pricing information on these Tron tokens. Some of them actually have a value, but I'm not seeing it in Ledger Live. They may add that later, right? They just started doing Tron a few months ago. But let's look at Ethereum. We could try Tron too, but let's do Ethereum. It's a little more of practical. All right, so here we go. Here's Kick token. This crazy token that these guys are kicking at us, and they're giving us exactly 888,888 because it's good luck in Chinese or whatever, right? And they're going, hey, we're just going to give you a bunch of our tokens. Happy you. Well, okay, you can't move these tokens, right? You can't move them anywhere because they're a special kind of smart contract that has to be unlocked. And the only way to unlock them is to get in touch with the Kick token people and register on their scam pyramid whatever, right? I don't want to do it. I didn't ask for these tokens. I don't want to see them anymore, right? What they were showing up as value, which was really, bumming me out because my portfolio would look weird. I'd be like, oh wow, I've got like an extra 300 in my portfolio. What happened? You're like, oh look, I got this Kick token. It's worth like $300 and they just gave it to me. Oh my God, right? And then I tried to move it to an exchange and it's like, it won't move. All right, so it's worthless. I don't want to see it anymore. So what am I going to do? I can right click on it and choose hide token. So I don't have to see it. Oh wait, that's Polymath. I don't want to do that. Where's that Kick token? Where'd it go? Did I just already? Oh, here it is. Kick token, right? Hide token, right? I don't want to see it. Hide it. Boom, it's gone, right? I don't have to see it anymore. That's pretty cool, right? Because it's worthless. I know it's worthless. Now, there's another coin here, Data Coin, which I bought that intentionally, right? I have it. I own it. I store it in this wallet. It's not giving me pricing information, but it might someday, and I don't want to hide it, right? So I'm not going to hide it. I'm just going to leave it. It's fine, right? Notice this one up here, Solve. I bought this a month or so ago, and it had no pricing information until about 4 days ago. And then all of a sudden now I'm getting a price on it. And they're like, hey, it's worth $600. Well, before it was down here with Datacoin with no pricing. So just be patient. It might show up, right? Now I've got some other ones like BAT and Polymath that are zero balance, right? Maybe I just don't want to see my zero balance coins until I send some more coins in there. So we can do that over here in the settings, in crypto assets, or where was it? Accounts. Right, there it is. Hide empty token accounts. Let's turn that on. And then let's go over here to accounts again. And let's take a look at this Ethereum wallet. And there, nice and clean, right? Nice and clean and managed. Now, the thing is it's not going to work with Tron because these aren't empty, right? They're just there's an amount in these, right? They're not zero balance. They're just not giving me any pricing information. All right, so there's one in here, this test 2. I know it's worthless, right? Let's just right click on it and hide it, right? I don't want to see it anymore, right? I can just do that willy-nilly all day long, right? For a token I really just don't want to see, right? But I know that a Wink might be worth something. It's not worth much, right? I don't know, maybe $20. All this 2,088 tokens might be worth about $20. I'm not quite sure. Kind of hard to find the pricing information for Tron tokens, right? The way I say it, Tron, right? Let's get rid of some of these. All right. So wait a minute. Somebody sends me an email and says, "Did you hear that NBA Tron token has gone to the moon?" Right? And I'm like, "Oh my God! I think I hit it. Where the hell did it go?" Right? I don't know. Let's go back over here to settings. Where was it? Accounts? Yeah. Here, it's showing me all my hidden tokens. I can unhide them. Right? Oh yeah, that test too. You're a millionaire. All right. So I can unhide it and go back over here, and it's back. Right? Where'd it go? It may not be back. Right? Let's go back again. Where'd it go? It may not be back. Right? It might take it a while to like show back. There it is. It's back. Right? So we can hide it and unhide it, no problem. Right? So, but let's get it out of here. So you can manage your tokens like that. Right? That's pretty cool. And then a couple other things you may not be aware of. You could change your counter value to your coins if you are in Europe. I don't know if Ledger Live is gonna like default to your local currency or not. It might not, right? So let's go over here. We can change the currency, right? I want to see the counter value of all my coins in euros, right? Then we can go back over here to our portfolio, and it tells me my balance in euros, right? What's the value in euros? I could even value everything in Bitcoin if I wanted to. I saw that. BTC, right? I want everything to be in Bitcoin, right? So that's the Bitcoin value of my portfolio, and it's going to give me the BTC value of all my other coins. So it just depends on how you would like to look at your coins, right? I'd rather see the US dollar. And it's just, we're so dollar centric, right? You could also do it in Ethereum, right? You can change your themes here too. You could change, ow, that's too bright for me. My goodness. All right. And then this one, the auto lock, I've got it set to 1 hour. You can turn this off completely so that it never goes to sleep. Now, I think the default is 10 minutes so that like when you install Ledger Live, it goes to sleep after 10 minutes and you have to keep waking it up and entering your password. That's really irritating. So for a while there, I had it off completely so I wouldn't have to deal with it. But I figured 1 hour is fine because sometimes I just leave it on and I run to the store or whatever and I forget that it's still running. Not that anyone's going to break in and look at my balance and go, hey, look, but, just it's probably good practice to let it go to sleep eventually. So I switched it to 1 hour, right? But I think if I move around in it, it'll probably stay awake, right? All right, what's my top 5 coins? Woo, somebody asked me. Top 5 coins. Who's bringing the keg? What's a good use of stable coins? Ooh, that's good. Top 5 coins. Okay, before we go on to stable coins, let's look at coinmarketcap.com. I always tell people stick with the top 20, right? Where in the heck is my price charts? There we go. I tend to stick with the top 20. My number 1 coin would be Bitcoin, right? Maybe number 2, Ethereum. I'm not a huge like Tether holder. It's a utility type coin. It can be used to park your value so that it won't fluctuate, right? So if you buy a bunch of Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin goes up, and then you sell that Bitcoin for Tether, you can just hold the Tether in your cryptocurrency account. You haven't had to cash out, right? You haven't had to move it back into dollars, right? You've just realized your gains in Tether. And then if Bitcoin goes down again, then you can rebuy the Bitcoin that you sold at that lower price, right? But, that's in an ideal world, right? You might sell all your Bitcoin for Tether, and then price of Bitcoin goes up, right? And you miss the boat, right? So nothing is a done deal. But that's why a lot of people use Tether. They want to park their value in something that's tied to the value of the US dollar rather than Bitcoin, right? Less volatile, so to speak. All right. Okay, so top two. We got Bitcoin, we got Ethereum. I would probably, Crypto.com coin is number 10. Wow, that's pretty cool. Crypto.com coin is burning. It's on fire, baby. Right? So everyone keeps talking about Cardano, right? Cardano was $1 back in 2017. $1, right? Now it is 7 cents, right? It was 5 cents like a couple months ago, and then all of a sudden it gets on fire, right? And now it's up to almost 8 cents, right? I think it was a little bit over 8 cents, right? So everybody's talking about Cardano, and look at Crypto.com. It's at 11 cents, right? Look at the chart for Crypto.com. I mean, seriously. And everybody's like, "Oh, Cardano, Cardano, Cardano." Well, look at crypto. While you weren't paying attention, Crypto.com is shooting up. Why? It's useful, right? They got a great platform. I partner with them. What is it? I don't know what you call that. Just full disclosure, I partner with them. But I didn't know anything about Crypto.com till they contacted me last year. It's been over a year now. Yeah, that's awesome. John got the food order at 4:15. Awesome.
I accidentally made
Great, John. Thank you.
the
Oh,
queue for one
that's
of the
so
last
sweet.
one thing.
Right? Everything fell into place, all while I'm doing my live stream. So you never know really what cryptocurrency is going to go where, right? All right. So top 5 coins: Bitcoin, Ethereum. I was going to say Cardano, right? It's an up and coming coin. If its price could just catch up to whatever it's supposed to be, or whatever it's supposed to be would happen whenever it starts to actually be a coin, right? A lot of energy and time and research and coding is going into Cardano, right? It's supposed to be the new 3.0 cryptocurrency. They just need to start proving themselves, right? Get something out there that actually works. Uh-huh. A lot of people bash Cardano because it doesn't, they're still working on it, right? It's in production, right? But I still say Cardano is like one of my top 5, right? Monero, right? The privacy coin. Number 16 by market cap, but a very compelling use case, right? One of the top privacy-oriented coins. The blockchain is not transparent, right? It is obfuscated. When I send Monero if I send you Monero, there's no, it's encrypted, right? It leaves it's encrypted when it leaves, and then you receive it. You don't know who sent it. You can't trace it. I can't trace it where it goes. It's like, it's very advanced private coin, right? Of course, like you asked me to pay you in Monero, of course I sent it to you, but a third party may not, right? And you say, oh, why would you want a secret coin? Well, cash is a secret coin, right? We use cash all the time in order to keep things private. I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't want to use my credit card, right? They'll know they can trace that, right? So I'd rather pay cash. Well, that's why, because people want privacy. That's why bathrooms have doors and windows have curtains, right? We all need privacy, right? So that's why a lot of people use U.S. dollars. That's why U.S. dollars, are involved in a lot of money laundering, right? Because they don't want those transactions to be traced. But there is perfectly legitimate reason to want your financial transactions to remain private, right? You don't want people knowing what you're spending your money on, even if it's totally legitimate. It's just your money. It's your private stuff, right? So Monero is a cryptocurrency that can help you maintain your financial privacy, right? I'm not going to put Tron in my top 5, right? I don't know, right? I like BAT. It's 32. But it is a token that's built into the Brave browser that you can earn BAT while you're using your browser. It's an ecosystem that tries to cut out the middleman so that advertisers and users can enjoy their web experience and profit from it on both ends without the big third-party Google and whoever, the ones, making all the money, right? Advertisers don't want to give Google a bunch of money for pop-up ads that nobody wants to watch, right? And a user doesn't want to have pop-up ads in his face every time they try to read a web story, right? So basic attention token is the underlying cryptocurrency that is built into the Brave browser, which blocks ads and trackers by default, but also allows you to watch ads that you want and get paid for it. I like BAT. All right, good stuff. Okay, so let's, we talked, there was another question about Tether, which we kind of talked about. Why don't we withdraw some money from crypto.com just so you guys can see how that works. Let's say, okay, I would like to put some, let's look at what we got here. Okay, crypto.com. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, let's do CRO, right? We were talking about CRO. Now, MCO is that's one of their native coins, right? It's kind of where my rewards come in, right? When I use my credit card, my MCO credit card, to buy things, I get MCO rewards, right? So they sort of accumulate. And I get referral bonuses, right? So let's take this MCO, let's just sell it all for the CRO, right? Takes me 2 seconds. It's done. All right. Nothing changed except the cryptocurrency. Now, I could have withdrawn MCO too, but I kind of like CRO, right? So let's withdraw that CRO to our own wallet. How are we going to do that? Let's go up to Ledger Live. Now, I can send CRO right into my Ethereum wallet and it will appear. You guys don't believe me, but I'm telling you the truth, right? I don't need the CRO address because it's the same address as the Ethereum address. So let's just do a receive on the Ethereum, right? And I'm just not going to confirm it because I know this address by heart. Used it many times. I'm going to show the QR code, right? And then let's go. Actually, I don't need to do that because the MCO already has that address from the CRO, right? So let's go to CRO. Let's go to transfer. And we'll say we want to withdraw, right? I want to withdraw my CRO. And I'm going to send it to an external wallet. And look, I've already whitelisted that address, right? But if I wanted to, I could have like scanned it, right? I could scan it with my phone. But it's going to tell me, oh, you already have that address in there, right? So I'm not going to do that, right? So I've already whitelisted the address, so I can just simply say withdraw CRO. How much do I want to withdraw? There, the max is 1,000, right? Let's just withdraw 500, just for the heck of it, right? 500 CRO. We'll hit withdraw, and it's gonna tell me, it's gonna give me a confirmation screen so I can see an overview, right? We'll confirm there. Now I need my two-factor authentication, so I'm gonna go over to my Google Authenticator. Whoops. I've rearranged my apps. They're not exactly where they were before. There's crypto.com. I got a Google code. It's about to expire. I'm going to let it cycle to the next one. Right there it is. I'm going to tap that code. It copies into my clipboard. I'm going to slide back over to crypto.com, tap and paste, hit continue. And it's taking a little longer than usual. There it goes, right? Withdrawal request has been submitted. Boom. Right? So this is the beauty of cryptocurrencies, right? I can move them around on my own, right? I don't have to, really. I'm sort of making a request, but I'm, it doesn't wait 3 days to clear, whatever. I have total control. Now, crypto.com is an exchange, right? I can fund it with fiat, and I can buy and sell, deposit and withdraw, and all that stuff. So I am sort of asking them to send it, right? But you can also send cryptocurrency from one wallet to another, right? If you have a cryptocurrency wallet, all you need to give me the address, I can send you cryptocurrency, and vice versa. If I'm, do a service for you, I can request that you pay me in Bitcoin and give you a Bitcoin address. That's pretty easy. So let's see what happens. Now, I promised you that even though the CRO was hidden, I could send it from my into my Ethereum wallet, right? So was I lying? Let's see. Maybe I was. Let's wait and see if it shows up. It should.
Yes.
Because now it's not going to be a zero value anymore. So it might take a few minutes for it to actually show up in my wallet here. We'll just wait.
I don't know, bro.
And if it doesn't, I'll go unhide it. Maybe I need to unhide it because of it's a hidden coin, even though its value is zero. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit, right? Oh, it's only kick token. Oh, all right, zero balance. Hide token accounts with zero balance on the accounts page. I'm just going to wait and see because I think it will show up. We'll see. We'll just keep hanging in there. It might take it a few minutes. I'll get an alert from crypto.com when the deposit has been confirmed, right? I just got an alert that says, okay, we got your request. So we still have to wait. All right, so here we go. Let's go down here. Scott is talking. He likes BCH, Digibyte. Oh, I forgot Digibyte. No list of top cryptocurrencies would be complete without Digibyte, right? One of Scott's favorites. Digibyte's cool, man. Digibyte has been around a while. It's kind of a people's coin, right? It's one of those coins that, let's see if I can find their website, right? It's one of those coins that, it was designed to be shared so that people could, use it as an exchange, right? It's cheap, easy to use, fast, all that good stuff, right? So can't forget Digibyte. Scott is a loyal live stream viewer, so I wouldn't dream of listing cryptocurrencies without including Digibyte.
Look at my avatar. I'm the best one. Bruh.
Oh, mining Digibyte might be a little tricky. What's going on with ads showing up on YouTube on Brave? Yeah, I've noticed that there's been some ads on my phone Brave showing up. Maybe some of the advertisers are getting trickier. I don't know. But I'm curious about that myself. I'll check into that. Seems like some types of ads are showing up. Oh, there goes my... whatever you call it. My incense burner, my essential oil burner. All right. Settings, okay. Scott Lee. Rex, can you show how to paraphrase ledger for extra security? Okay. All right. So this is, and I have to warn you, it's a bit dangerous, right? But you'll need to, and so what he's saying is, okay, I've got some ledger accounts, right? And I want to keep my cryptocurrency super safe. So someone might find my ledger and ask me to enter the PIN, whatever, hold a gun to my head. Someone might find my 24-word backup phrase and gain access to all of my wallets. We can avoid, there's an additional layer of security that we can add to a ledger, actually the BIP39 Bitcoin protocol, by adding a passphrase. They call it a passphrase. It is an extra password that you choose that will create an additional private key for more accounts. I know it's kind of weird, right? But let me illustrate it real quick here. Oh, sorry.
I died. What
it's kind of laid out pretty well here in the Mastering Bitcoin book, which is available for free on the GitHub. I'll put the whoops, where'd it go? Mastering Bitcoin.
I keep getting killed in Redbird.
Let's take that. Hey, I'll save that there. All right. So let's take a look at this. In the chapter of wallets, they talk a lot about what a wallet is, how it works, all that good stuff. Right. But then down here, where they talk about how a private key is derived, right, from a mnemonic code, right? This all starts with a private key. This mnemonic code can be used with some mathematical transformation to generate a 512-bit seed or a 1048-bit seed, right? But you can add an additional, what they call a salt, a mnemonic, plus an optional passphrase. There's that passphrase. So how do we do that on the ledger, right? Well, I'll show you here real quick. This is not comprehensive, right? Actually, there's a video that I did on that. Let me just, I'm going to, let's see here.
Look at this. I have a rainbow.
I'm going to put that video link. CryptoDad, let's see, ledger passphrase. Should be in there. There it is. Okay. So
Here again. And today,
I'm gonna. This is a step-by-step exactly how you do the passphrase. So I'm gonna paste that into the chat window here, so you guys can find that video. Because I probably won't have time to get into the whole passphrase thing. I do a step-by-step on how to do it. And I explain exactly what it is, and then I show you right on the device how you do it. Go to passphrase, set temporary, enter your secret passphrase. I do a step-by-step exactly how you create a passphrase protected configuration. Once you've done that, you can create new accounts and put cryptocurrency in there. And then those wallets, the private keys there. CRO just confirmed that I withdrew the 500. Those would be protected from, the only way to get into those accounts is to re-enter that passphrase every time you want to get into those accounts.
How do I kill them?
Right?
How do I kill them?
Now, you could keep those accounts in Ledger Live, right? You could see their balances if you want to. But then when you wanted to send Bitcoin out, then you would need to enter your passphrase to gain access to those accounts. But it would make more sense if you want them hidden, to not view them in Ledger Live unless you need to get into them, right? You can easily add account and just scan for the wallet and add it while you're working with it, and then delete it when you're done. Right? It's easy to delete an account, and you won't delete the wallet. You'll just delete the account in Ledger Live. I'm not sure if I talked much about that in the video, but at least in the video I explained exactly how to do it. Which token is unknown but in your wallet? Dun, 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 dun. Did we talk about that? If I had a passphrase and had created some Bitcoin accounts, you would not see them in Ledger Live. But if I were to enter my passphrase right now and then choose Add Account and scan for it, once the passphrase is entered, the configuration changes. And then those wallets would be accessible, right? So, I don't know, unknown but not in my wallet. They wouldn't be showing up in Ledger Live until I added them, right? It's tricky because, and I have to put this out there, if you forget that passphrase, you're done, right? There's nobody to call. There's no passphrase reset service anywhere, right? You can't call Bitcoin. You can't call Coinbase. You can't call Ledger. Hey, I forgot my passphrase. They'll say, you're out of luck, buddy, right? That is total responsibility on your part. Please, if you're going to do this, do not forget that passphrase, right? And if you write it down on a sticky note and stick it on your monitor, it's not much of a passphrase, right? You gotta have to either memorize it or write it down and keep it in a vault, right, somewhere, right? Not on your person, right? But the beauty of the passphrase is that someone may not be aware that you even have a passphrase. So how can they force you to give them information that they don't even know you have it, right? They might like try to, oh, I know you have a passphrase, and you could say, well, I don't know if I can try to give you one, but they could, right? So an attacker may not be aware you even have a passphrase, right? So that's the beauty of the passphrase. But you better be aware of it for goodness sake, right? Because you lose access to your wallets if you don't remember it. Right? Oh, okay. Did I lie? Did I not lie? Let's look at our Ethereum wallet here. Lo and behold, there it is, right? There's that CRO. And remember, I did not create a CRO account and get a CRO address. I simply sent the CRO to the main Ethereum address, right? We did a receive, and we did, okay, there it is, right? That's the Ethereum address. But you'll notice now that it's also, if I do a receive on the CRO, it's the exact same address, right? So all of the ERC20 tokens share that address of the Ethereum wallet that they're in, right? Now I could have multiple Ethereum wallets, right? You can see I have more than one Bitcoin account. Oh, I've got more than one Ethereum wallet. Each Ethereum wallet has its own address and can hold different arrays of ERC20 tokens, right? This old Ethereum legacy has some old Ethereum coins in it, or ERC20 tokens, right? The only reason I was looking at this and why I put this account up here, because I was looking at CoinTracker, and apparently one of these airdrops that I got for a long time ago has some value now. I think this live peer, whatever this is. This was an airdrop. I don't even remember. I definitely did not buy it. Right? It was an airdrop at some point, and now it's worth a couple of bucks. I don't know. But I was just like, what? Live peer? I don't know what. So I scanned my old ledger, and lo and behold, there it was. Right? So your ledger device never forgets your private keys. They're always there. You can always scan for them. TP in a vault, but not in your own home, right? Tip in a vault, but not in your own home. Good, right? If you're going to keep a password or passphrase or seed phrase written down on a piece of paper, best that you keep it in a different location than your computer or your ledger device, right? Lots of ways to hide it in plain sight, right? You could write it down on a piece of paper and stick it behind a picture, right? That may be the last place someone would look for it. There's a certain technique, I can't remember the name of it, where you can hide a phrase inside a JPEG, right? I'm sorry, but my brain isn't working right now. But it's a whole branch of cryptography where you're hiding things that are in plain sight, basically. So that's another way. You could write it in the back of a book that you give to your mom, whatever. It's at your mom's house. She doesn't know what's in there. You don't know what's in it. You write it in lemon juice or whatever. It won't appear until you shine a special light on it, whatever. Keep it somewhere else. Or put it in a bank vault in a safety deposit box. The only problem with that is if banks fold for whatever reason, of course your money's gone, but they may not even, the branch might not even be open for you to get into your safety deposit box. You never know. So maybe have it in a safety deposit box, but maybe also somewhere else, right? Multiple backups, multiple locations, always well hidden. Keep a copy with a lawyer that's legally bound to not be opened until you pass on, and then you know your whoever you leave your money to, you know, your in your will would have access to that seed phrase that the lawyer is, you know, the lawyer is legally bound not to open it himself, I guess, right? If we can trust lawyers. So yeah, we want to keep our seed phrases and our pass-phrases locked away in places where they won't be found, right? But not lost, right? If I memorize a passphrase and then I die, then my secret dies with me, right? So that's a whole ball of wax, right? A whole can of worms that we haven't dealt with yet, right? But for most people, the PIN is sufficient to protect your cryptocurrency, and your seed phrase, passphrase written down on a piece of paper, just store it somewhere safe and hidden. Because most people wouldn't even break into your house no one looking for it, right? They'd probably take your big screen TV and your cell phone before they would look around for a passphrase written down on a piece of paper hidden somewhere. My hot ERC20 Holo tokens are stored on my ledger. The price per token does not show up. Any ideas? Okay, Robert Higgins, we talked about that a little bit earlier. There are several tokens out there that do not have pricing information, right? Datacoin is an ERC20 that I hold in my wallet that does not give me pricing information. That's just, it's not really a bug. It's just that they don't have pricing information for that particular coin. It's not connected to some exchange. They query exchanges for current pricing. And even though you can hold the coin in the wallet, you may not be able to get pricing information. But I can simply just go over to CoinGecko and choose Datacoin.
Why did you immediately say you're on the
Where the heck is it?
I died first.
Oh, that's it. Streamer Datacoin, right? All right. And how much do I have? 1128.
Why did I have to spawn like this?
Right? I can check the value of the coin. It has a value. It's just not showing up in Ledger Live. But I also mentioned earlier that I had another coin called Healthcare Administration Token Solve, which was not giving me pricing information last week, and then all of a sudden now it is, right? So they're constantly updating the servers that they're querying and the coins that they support and the coins that they have pricing information for. There are some coins that don't even show up at all in Ledger Live, right? They just don't support them, period, right? But they're always adding more. But then some of them show up but don't have pricing information. But that's just, they don't have the pricing information for it, right? They might add it later or they might not. But at least you know your coin has a value. You can always go check it on CoinGecko and make sure that, okay, those 1,128 coins are worth $64. And I could transfer them somewhere that does recognize them, right? I forget where I bought these from. I think I could, I don't know. I probably sell them somewhere, right? But it's not a big deal when Ledger Live doesn't show you the value of the dollar value of your coin. No big deal. Kind of an inconvenience, but it doesn't mean that the coin has no value. It just means that Ledger doesn't show you the dollar value of it. Right? Okay, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Sorry about the work-related stuff. I moved my live stream to a Saturday to avoid the work calls, and lo and behold, the work interfered. Hopefully next week I won't have any work calls. I'll be fully prepared. We'll have some great news to talk about, and you know, I'll be able to answer your questions. And you guys, I'm just thanks for being here. I appreciate your support, and all of my regular stream viewers that don't mind switching over to Saturday, like Scott. I really appreciate that. So my two drivers saw each other. That's cool. They crossed paths. Yeah, that's funny.
Heavy metal? Yeah.
All right. All right, so don't forget, hey, look, I changed my banner, right? Every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join me for the live stream in Michigan where we'll talk about Bitcoin, the news, and I'll take your questions, and I'll do my best to move some crypto around to give you some real-world examples right here on my screen. So please join me. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.